Hey, podcast listeners, this is Steve. We have the Florida Lineman Competition coming up. Exciting, interesting, and really a cool event. This podcast, we're talking to James Alexander from the Orlando Utilities Commission and Daniel Bland from the city of Tallahassee. And we're going to go through the lineman competition. Why do we have it? How long has it been around? What's the purpose of it? What do they do? And a little bit about what the future might hold for the lineman competition. I got to tell you, this was a fun podcast. Two really great guys, really smart, really passionate, and really dedicated to their profession. You're going to love this one. Greetings, I'm Steve Van Coor, and this is the Florida Public Powercast, a production of the Florida Municipal Electric Association. And this episode is brought to you by the good folks at Enercon. Thank you for sponsoring. Each episode, we sit down with leaders and experts from Florida's public power communities to explore issues, innovations, and people shaping our state's energy future. Let's get started. This is going to be fun because we're covering a fun and interesting topic. We're talking today with James Alexander, who is the Senior Technical Trainer for the Orlando's Utility Commission, and we're talking to Daniel Bland from right here in the city of Tallahassee. He's a journeyman lineman with over 20 years experience, a former competitor.
Yes, sir.
And now overseeing this operation. So, gentlemen, first of all, thanks for doing this. Really appreciate it. Tell who wants to take the lead on what is the lineman competition. I'm sure everybody knows, but I want to get a little bit more depth into this.
We'll let James take the lead since he's the
he's the better looking of the two.
He's the head man too.
So the lineman's competition started in 2001 for Florida.
So it's 25 years old.
Yep, this is our 25th year anniversary. So it's what's that? The silver anniversary, I believe.
I guess so.
Something like that. Either way, so this is a pretty big one. But it started in Lakeland, Florida, by a gentleman who really put it all together for Florida, Robert Pageant from Lakeland. The guy's got a passion for this industry like you'll never seen. He's pretty interesting character, but it moves each year from city to city. It's just a great display of skills and what it takes to keep the lights on every day. I encourage the apprentices to get involved in it because it opens them up to different types of work environments that they wouldn't otherwise see at their home utility. And they get to hone their skills practicing and learning techniques from other people in the industry.
What are some of those techniques?
It could be something as simple as, say, Tallahassee would, change a cross arm out one way, where the guys in Orlando may do it a different way. So they're able to compare.
So a lot of cross training.
Yeah, a lot of cross training and being able to hone their skills at it. The bigger part, I think, that we get out of it, at least as a competitor, judge, I've been involved in it since the beginning, is the camaraderie that we build, right? And that camaraderie helps when it comes to mutual aid events, such as the hurricanes.
You show up in a Winter Haven. Let's just pick on Winter Haven for a second. They have a mutual aid agreement. Now the folks. You've worked with them before. You don't have to do all the introduction, all the training, but you understand each other's business, and that's a little different.
Yes. A lot more. Yes, it does.
What are some of the exercises, some of the parts of the competition?
The biggest part of it is safety, right? We promote safety. It's safety, safety, safety. And then, of course, technique and learning new and better skills as you're moving forward. But the big one we do every year is the Hurt Man competition. That Altec's been a big sponsor of this since the start. They kind of own that event.
The Hurt Man competition.
Call it the Hurt Man Rescue. So it's simulated that one of your crew members has been injured on a pole and you have to rescue him safely off the pole to start administering first aid or whatever need be.
So let me walk through this because I've never seen this. I've seen like video clips of it. Mm-hmm. So do you have a person climb up on the pole and then pretend they've been electrocuted or struck by lightning or bit by a bee?
You have a dummy up there. Yeah.
Oh,
you
bummer.
have a tough Kelly.
Yeah.
On the pole,
Well, dummy, yeah. Somebody you recruited say, hey, buddy, we got a job for you. This is going to be really cool. You mean a dummy, not a dummy. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So it's a Hurt Man Rescue mannequin or dummy. that weighs, I think they're about 5'8". They weigh about 165 pounds. And it's just dead weight. So,
do I first have to go up there and try to administer CPR, or just bringing the person down safely?
it's bringing him down.
Bring him down safely. Yes. In the rodeo, we try to, and we incorporate different ways too. We have it where he's off of a cross arm or off of a transformer or anything like that, and it's set up with a crew member where we have to open the switch up because the line could be hot or whatever, and then the whole crew will work together to get him down in the fastest time possible, because you never know, we might encounter that in the field. So it's helping these guys get proficient at getting somebody down if we do have that kind of incident. So.
What does this happen? This is a really naive question. Are there instances where somebody they get electrocuted, struck by lightning? What?
Too hot.
What does that mean?
Too hot.
Oh, you're up there, you're working your butt off. It's 145 degrees
Can't get
outside,
yourself down.
and suddenly you pass out because you didn't properly hydrate or whatever.
Yeah, I can speak to it personally, and unfortunately, I've had to do 2 hurt man rescues in my career.
Tell me what that was like.
Had it not been for the rodeo and all the practice I did doing those hurt mans over the years, I don't know if I'd have been able to do it, to be honest with you. It just...
What happened? What was
it was
the
second
circumstance?
nature. A gentleman injured himself. He got hit with a piece of pole, and how do you say it nicely? He wasn't the manliest of men, and we ended up I had to do the knot on him, actually cut his belt and let him to the ground with the help of the crew. The other guy, it was the middle of the night. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and it was humid, nasty hot out, and we had a bad transformer, and the guy who was coming up underneath me, he got to what we call communication cables. He got just over that, some obstacles, and I looked at him. I said, "Are you okay?" And you could see his eyes. They just rolled back in his head. He just rolled out and he went limp. So, without that training of how to truly do the hurt man rescue, I don't believe I'd have got him down as quickly as I did. With the crew's help, of course, because it's a crew effort, right? There's all kinds of things on that pole. If you tie a guy off and cut his belt, he gets hung up in everything. You got to tie his feet off.
And when you say to cut the belt, what does that mean?
His safety that's around the pole.
Okay, so he has a safety belt around the pole.
Yes.
You got to disengage him from that, but make sure he's tethered in some other way.
Correct.
And then lower him down.
Yeah, you tie a knot underneath both arms to his chest as tight as you can get it, and when your body weight falls into that knot, it does bruise guys. He had, you could see the lines of the rope on his chest.
But you saved his life.
Well, he may have come to. I don't know. Maybe the next day or not. I'm not sure. But at the time, it was an emergency. Heat exhaustion or heat stroke. It's no joke in our industry, especially with all that we wear rubber gloves. We got on a hard hat. We got on. We call them horse blankets or FR fire resistant shirts that are thicker than your average cotton T-shirt. And it gets warm, it gets hot.
I would have never thought. I would have thought the main problem was electrical, whether from lightning or from you touched the wrong wire. But I guess they're trained not to do that and know what they're doing up there. But then you end up with. I would have never thought. Obviously heat's a problem, but you're right. People passing out up there just from heat exhaustion.
You're standing on a pole for an hour, 2 hours,
working in the hot sun. Yeah.
And you're working,
shade.
You're working with a bunch of linemen, and
we don't like to give up.
We're manly men. We don't give up. Yeah. Next thing you know, what we call it the bear. The bear gets on your back, and you ain't getting him off. And that's that heat exhaustion that hits you. You just cannot shake it.
Wow, that's really interesting. One of the things I try to understand, why would we do this? It sounds like it's directly translatable to saving people's lives. It's not just fun and games, although it does sound like fun and games. Yeah. What other challenges are there at the lineman competition that?
Well, this year we have a phase transfer. Transfer.
What is it?
Phase transfer, where we're transferring one phase to another. One pole to another. So you're taking a clean pole. We're taking all the material off it, putting it on another pole like we would do in the field. So you'd go in, you had a pole you changed out right here in front of this building. We'd set a new pole beside it. We'd have to transfer everything over. Typically, we'd be doing it out of bucket trucks, but, in the rodeo, we do it all off our hooks.
And is it one person goes up and then has to make it, and is it a time competition?
You'll have 2 journeyman linemen. One will climb up one pole, the other one will climb up the other. rip everything out, move everything from one pole to the other, 2 linemen climbing and a guy on the ground.
What does this mean to the folks that do this for a living? Is this a fun capstone, or does it work backwards to say, hey, I better be better at my craft because I'm going to be doing this competition, so that knowing you're going to enter competition, it's kind of like,
we want to be the best.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong. We're here to win. We go to the lineman competition to win. We don't go there to not win. City of Tallahassee has 59 trophies. That's the most out of any utility, and we're going to. How many does
I had to throw that in there, didn't he?
How many does OUC have?
How many times have you won the competition? I've won it 3.
Oh, you've won it 3? I haven't won it any. I've got my trophies.
So there's individual winning, and then the city comes home with a trophy
so
too?
you got as a journeyman side of the competition, there's an apprentice and journeyman. Journeyman compete on a 3-man team, which is 2 climbers and a groundman, and then the apprentices compete individually on their own. So when we speak of journeyman, it's a 3-man team.
And that's where you do the transfer?
Yes, the journeyman team is doing the transfer. The journeyman team's going to have more advanced skills to do, and then the apprentices will have, something one man can go up there and do. This year's events, I think, it's a jack jumper event where it's just changing a couple of switches out or fuses,
doors.
And then I don't know what the other apprentice events are.
But in preparing for it, though, the city of Tallahassee, for example, so are you guys doing exercises in preparation and practicing it?
Yes.
Which I love the idea of if I want to get in better shape, right? So I'm going to run a 5K in 2 months. So knowing I've got that goal in mind, it means I'm going to probably eat a little better, try to get a little more sleep, try to practice a little more so that when game day comes, I'm in better shape for it. Do you see your team, your actual linemen out there every day when they're practicing getting better at their craft just because they know, or is it just straight up, I just want to win the damn thing?
We constantly want to get better at what we do. That's bred into us. That's what, when we start out day one, you want to get better at this. And yes, they're constantly trying to find new ways. Like James said earlier, it's all about finding new ways to do things too. OUC is going to do things one way. They're going to do that.
Not nearly as well as Tallahassee.
No, not nearly as well.
I got that. Yeah. Hey, I'm a homer, so I gotta stand up for my hometown team here.
He's on my side.
I didn't get a jersey.
Yes, I see the gang up coming.
But no, like he said earlier, we want to see other ways to do things. OUC is going to figure out something that we don't,
And that cross-pollination is important.
Yeah, and that is. I mean, it comes across mutual aid. We have tornadoes that come through here, and OUC comes up. We meet these guys. We know these guys. I mean, so we're constantly talking. Our teams are constantly talking to OUC, Lakeland, all of them, seeing how their times are doing, stuff like that. So we kind of know what we're looking at in the rodeo, how they're doing things. You try to keep stuff under the hat so you can be like, oh, yeah, we got something a little leg up on them. So, and that's just the way it is. It's all fun and games, but every one of these guys that are competing, they want to win.
They try to get better at their craft.
Yes.
That's really. I wish there was more of that in the world. Now, James, you've been doing this for a long time, since the inception. You said, right?
I've been involved in it, yes.
How has it changed over the years?
It has and it hasn't. Trial and error over the years on the judgings and how we judge the event, how the event's put on, the growth of it is one big thing. I think this year we've got 27 teams and like 76 apprentices.
Wow.
From just around the state.
Now, do some utility authorities have multiple teams?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think
so there's a little intra.
Yeah, and normally your host utility is going to have more competitors, right? Because they're at home.
And this year it's in Tallahassee.
It's in Tallahassee.
And when is it?
So
it's March 13th.
March
14th, sorry.
Yeah. Is it a one-day event or a couple-day event?
One-day event.
And everybody comes into town and hangs out?
Yeah, so it's actually 2 days for us because we have a judges meeting and all this other stuff Fridays. The other big thing we do now, this year, we're going to do a Kids Rodeo on Friday evening. They've got a pre-sign up. It's just a little. They're not going to do anything. They can get hurt, but they'll get to play with some tools, like a stick to open a switch up on the ground. I think we're pulling a cart with like 50 pounds in it. It's something just to start introducing the younger generation to our craft, right? The other thing that we have on Friday is the safety exam.
I was going to ask, is it also to teach these kids? When my kids were little, I remember I bought them some fishing poles. We went to this lake, and it was dried up, right? So they were bored. I said, let's play a game. We set targets out for the fishing lines. Mm-hmm. Well, my idiot son decided he was going to go ahead and throw his lure over a wire and then see if he could pull it down. And I'm not a certified electrician or a journeyman lineman, but I know that's probably dangerous, you know.
It is.
When he gets spanked, I will say that.
I got you.
But teaching the kids a little bit of safety around the stuff, because you see a dead wire on the ground, you see a wire on the ground, it seems perfectly harmless. Now, it could be, like you said, a communication cable, but it could be a live wire, right? Right. Teaching them that as well.
Yeah. So something that would be interesting for this community to come see is Pike does a live line demo.
Who does?
Trailer. Pike.
What's Pike?
Pike is a contractor in the industry, like probably the largest in the world now. But they come in for free every year and do a live line demo is what they call it. They've got a truck where they can actually energize the truck. Normally they'd blow fuses and stuff, but during the competition I ask them not to blow the fuses because PTSD with some of these linemen, we don't want to freak them out while they're up there working. But they will explain a lot of how a power system works with the live line. They actually show you how an arc comes off of a whatever type of apparatus, whether it be a ladder gets into a line or something like that, how a Mylar balloon will affect a power line, limbs when they're wet and dry type things. So it's a very educational 30-minute little session that they do. And we'll probably run 3 to 4 of those sessions throughout that day that we encourage the community to come.
So they understand a little bit more, you know, because the work the linemen do really at the end of the day is where the rubber meets the road for power, right? I mean, if those wires are disconnected, we need somebody out there. We want somebody out there right away. Mm-hmm. You know, I often talk to friends and folks about, you know, while you're fleeing a city, you see those mutual aid trucks coming in behind the storm to be up there. It could be 4 or 5 or 6 in the morning, climbing up poles right away. It's usually still raining, still slippery, still dangerous. Do you have in part of your competition like what it's like to be working in the rain, or do you have to wait till there's zero rain? I don't understand.
No, if it rains that day, it rains that day.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
you keep working.
We're under Mother Nature. Yep, it's not going to stop. Now, if it gets really bad with lightning and whatnot, and it's dangerous to be out there, we'll pull everyone in.
What's the standard? I mean, are there standards to say, like, I remember when my kids are playing Little League, if there's lightning, if you can hear the sound within 5 seconds of us, you got to stop playing.
Well, we got plenty of people in town to go to work if it does get so bad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if it hits.
I said we have plenty of people in town to go to work if it does get that bad. So we got a bunch of linemen here to help from mutual aid.
But is there a standard for when we don't go up on the lines because of X, or is it played by ear?
No, honestly, we probably should have one. Now that you said it, that's going to be the discussion of our next meeting. No, it's a judgment call. I mean, we, as linemen, know the weather fairly well. I mean, because we're out working in it. When everyone else is hiding, we're running to it. You said that the storm, when everyone's running, we're pre-staging in the storm now.
Yeah.
So we can hit the ground as soon as it's clear that we can. So, but, there's protocols with working storms and hurricanes and whatnot. But this isn't that serious that if it gets rough, we're going to take a break.
And just use your best judgment.
We're there to more showcase to the community what we do. It's about competition and all that, but it's also we want people to come out. We have activities for the kids. There's going to be bounce houses, things like that. We want the community to come out and see what the linemen do on a day-to-day basis, kind of get an understanding of what's going on.
How many people will compete this year total?
So we got 27 teams. What are you looking at? 85 guys there, plus another 76.
And when they come up, they bring their families and all kinds of cool stuff. So it sounds like it's quite a festival.
You'll see it. It's kind of neat because you'll hear the different utilities. You'll see because everyone makes a T-shirt each year. whether it be a bright color or not, whatever. Tallahassee will make one, OUC's got one, and we do a lot of T-shirt trading as well.
Kind of like coin trading.
Yeah, kind of is. I mean, I've got more rodeo T-shirts than I could ever wear. My wife's constantly telling me to throw them away, and I won't. But but it's pretty neat to see how the groups travel. You can see the utilities traveling around the field, and hearing them, cheering for their utilities teams and apprentices. It's a fun event.
But it's a fun event, but it also has, to me, multiple purposes. One, educating the public, because it always gets a lot of coverage. Two, improving the skill sets of the people participating from apprentice on up. I want to go back to something you said, because it was a little stunning. You said we don't have them blow fuses, which I guess makes a loud sound when they do. You said there's a little bit of PTSD there for some of the linemen. Tell me a little bit, give me some of the backstory on that.
I know for me, and I've got 30 years in the industry, I can't watch a movie, and if I hear like an electrical arc in the movie, it gives me the chills. And it's just...
Because you've seen it and experienced it in real life, and it's no fun.
Yeah, it's like the shell shock from the military, I guess, They hear a loud bang and the guy's diving on the ground. That just sends all your alerts up,
Is that something they practice in training, or is that just something you had to experience in the real world? You're up on a pole and the next one blows.
That's real world. Real world.
Over the years, you can tell the distinct sound of when one does blow. I mean, it sounds like a gun, but it don't. Where is that jack door?
Yep.
Beyond skills development, how does the competition strengthen camaraderie? Talk a little bit about that.
My best friend in the world works for Tallahassee, and I met him in 2004, 2005 maybe. Was it when it was here in Tallahassee, right?
2005.
It was 2005, and we talk every day. I've built a lifelong friendship, right? Through that, through not just the Florida Rodeo, but the National Rodeo. I've got friends all over the country that I otherwise would not have met, right? The other thing with that, building my toolbox, is I can call a lot of these guys on situations that arise within my own system that I've never seen, and I can get a hold of someone who's seen this situation, and they can guide me how to safely approach that situation.
Because that was going to be my follow-up, which is, with the translation from this event back channeling to everyday work. And one of the things you're saying is you might come upon a situation you might otherwise not, how do I deal with this? Let me call Joe over in Des Moines, Iowa, or Daniel in Tallahassee and say, hey, have you guys ever had a situation like this? I didn't, but Harry over in Kissimmee does, and so call Harry over there. He knows about these things, and that's such an important part of governing. In any industry, or in how do you do this? How does it make it better? And it sounds to me like the lineman competition really helps hone those skills.
It builds those relationships, right? To me, I think the relationships that come out of it is one of the biggest benefits. Yeah. Of having these competitions. And again, that relates not just to mutual aid times, but wasn't too long ago, Tallahassee had an issue with a substation transformer.
That's what I was going to say, material. Yeah. I mean, we meet these guys, we run out of material and can't get it from a vendor or anything. We can call another utility and say, hey.
What kind of material?
Transformer. It was a substation transformer I think we needed. We had to run to Lakeland one day for some transformers, some 4 kV transformers that we haven't had, that are downtown, that have been there for years. We had to go run and get them from Lakeland. Just call them by the blue, say, hey, y'all got some? They're like, yeah. I mean,
how did you know Lakeland would have it?
We just go to calling around to people we know. Say, hey, y'all have this? And
can you lend us a few transformers?
Well, it ain't necessarily lend, but
they'll sell them to you. Yeah. Well, I didn't know if you were like, well, listen, we ordered them, and the Amazon delivery guy that sends transformers out is not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be 4 months. Can I borrow some of yours? Or no, you had to buy them from them, and then
and they might have something. We all have old systems, and there's old stuff out there, and when you need something in a pinch, you call somebody and say you got it. You know, they may not be using it, but they may have it sitting over in a corner somewhere where we can get it. And we build this relationship with these guys so we can call them and say, hey, what y'all got? You know, and they can tell us or anything we need. So
I honestly feel that would not have happened. I don't believe we would have the communication within the state of Florida, especially, if it weren't for this competition over the past 25 years.
What a brilliant idea that this person had to say, in order to improve our craft, improve our service to the community, having a competition which inspires people to do better, but training. Of all the things that I would not have expected going into this interview is this whole camaraderie. You guys have probably spent half the time on, I see it as technical, right? But you're saying, no, building these relationships and understanding there are others out there that I can rely on, even after 40 years, 30 years experience. There's still questions you might have, or you get those calls from friends you have. Literally every day.
But yeah, I mean, if you're in this industry of line work and you're not learning something new every day, it's time to retire. It really is, because once you think you know it all, most accidents happen with complacency. So you always have to have your guard up.
What's that? The Dunning-Kruger effect, where the more you know, the more you realize how little you know.
Exactly.
And so, what a cool thing to
think about
together.
electricity though. Electricity's a theory. It still hasn't been proven how it works, right? It's just a theory. So you never know what it's going to do. You know, 1,000 times I might be able to control it this way, but one situation, something be just a smidge off different, and next thing you know, you got a ball of fire in your face.
Are you also telling me that linemen will not attend a Tampa Bay Lightning game?
I mean, who likes hockey anyway?
Well, first of all,
what is hockey?
I got to tell you, man, I have the good fortune to have a client that lets us have ringside seats, so it's a lot of fun. It's the coolest. I have not watched a single moment on TV in probably 25 years, but it's great live. But so you're not aware of what they do because it's Tampa Bay Lightning. They have, you know, all the linemen are flipping out and they're going, no, stop, please stop.
Could be. I would. I mean, I'm sure I would.
So if I'm the general public, what would surprise me the most about this competition, that what you guys are doing and learning in the process?
I'd say probably how efficient the guys are. Yeah. I mean, they are really efficient at what they do. I mean, when they step on the pole, it's amazing. I mean, some of these guys, when James and I started, we didn't have the fall restraints and all that they have now. So we could fly up a pole, fly back down a pole. With the safety equipment, the way they can get up and down a pole and around is amazing. I mean, and you'll never see anything like it.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, you know, we had the wooden poles with all the grommets in it for people using those shoes that climb up the wood. What do you do like when you have a cement pole now? I mean,
you don't climb it.
We hope your engineers, which I know I've worked with some that weren't smart enough, they would never set a concrete pole in a situation we couldn't get a piece of equipment to. However, I know within my system,
wait a second. So that's interesting. So if I have a wooden pole, I can put it anywhere because anybody can climb it. But if I have a cement pole, you got to get a cherry picker.
You got to have access to it. Yeah.
Okay, because you can't climb those things.
Yeah. No, or I mean, you can get a double ladder, which we have to. I know in Orlando we've got some areas where before all the new equipment we've got so much new equipment now we can pretty much make about anything happen.
How has that new equipment been incorporated into the competition?
No, it's old. This is old school. Period.
And that's what the competition's about. Is I mean, the climbing, to being able to find new ways to do it. I mean, we can get in a bucket truck and go work something out. I mean, it doesn't showcase what we really do as much, I guess, if you're in a bucket truck.
No no battery operated tools, no hydraulics. It's all by hand.
In the competition?
Yes, sir. Just like when, you know, the early 1900s when line work started, it's just like that. That's what we make them do.
So if a key part of this is training and perfecting the skills, are we going to evolve the competition as new equipment arrives, new technology arrives, or are we going to still remain at old school? I would think you'd want, because of the importance of making sure people are properly trained, or are we going to always have those poles out there they've got to know how to use?
Exactly.
Yes.
Which one? That was an art question.
There's always going to be a pole somewhere that you can't get anything to. So having that skill set of old school, if you will. As a lineman, they need it. They have to have it. They've got to know how to climb. They've got to know how to move wire. They've got to know how to rig. 90% of our job is rigging.
What does that mean?
Rigging is using mechanical advantage to allow you to move heavy objects or wire along with insulated tools, working with, like what he mentioned, the phase transfer. You'll see these guys out here with yellow and orange sticks that are strapped to the pole. Well, they're insulated sticks that we utilize to stay within a certain distance from an energized wire, that we can move that wire and manipulate it without having to put our hands on it. So this is something that these younger generation has to learn.
Okay.
It's never going to go anywhere. And then, in the state of Florida, I think we work fairly well on how our guys do it. But you go to some places out west that they're not allowed to put their hands on it. They have to only use sticks, even if it's from a bucket. So these are skills that a lineman or an up-and-coming apprentice lineman need to learn.
Yeah, I would think part of the competition would have been, lining up 2 buckets so you can get somebody up there quick enough and make a transformer change out through the bucket truck, but that's not part of this competition.
Not near as exciting.
And you asked how it evolved. The people before us running it tried that one time. And not all equipment runs exactly the same.
Right.
So it's not completely fair in a competition way.
Sounds like NASCAR.
A little bit, yeah. Who puts Toyota in America's race? Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
Great.
But it's we want to keep the spirit of line work and where we came from, our history, alive. And that's part of this job, part of this competition.
Yeah, and building that camaraderie and developing those strong relationships also seems to be a collateral benefit that maybe wasn't anticipated up front. It was about skill building, but then that meta skill building, which is, hey, know somebody in the business, know some friends out there, because you're going to have questions that you don't know the answer to. Because it sounds like things are changing so rapidly in the communications world, whether the new 5G installations are going in or communications tower. Podcasts. Exactly.
The tools have changed so much. In my 20-year career,
what's changed?
The tools in general. Like he said, we still, in a rodeo setting, we still cannot, we have to use all hand tools, all mechanical. Nowadays, you jump in a bucket truck or you climb a pole, everybody's got a Milwaukee battery tool and they're ready to go to work.
Yeah.
Well, it's like cars, right?
Yeah.
I remember you used to be able to change your own carburetor, unless you were me, who could never do that. But you can't flip open a car hood anymore. You look in there, you're like, I don't have a clue what any of this stuff is.
Or a Tesla.
You can't.
Tesla.
It's no different. The tool.
Car combustion, it all goes together.
In 20 years, the tools have just gotten above and beyond, what they were, and they're continuing to get more and more. So
with these new tools, I would imagine, let me use a parallel. In football, right? The old school helmets, people were getting hurt, right? And so they invented new helmets. But as a result of that, the new helmets, they're stronger athletes, they're faster athletes, they're hitting harder. And I remember listening to an interview with a wide receiver or a cornerback who said, I used to fly full speed, and I can now fly full speed with the new helmets, but when they fail spectacularly. Yeah. And it seems to me like with these new tools, they're designed to make things safer and more efficient. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Or to adapt to changing technologies on the pole. But I would imagine that when they fail, if something fails, it could be catastrophic as well.
Yeah, a lot of the hand tools and all, working out of a bucket truck, you try to stay like a bird on a wire. You want to keep yourself isolated, anything. All of our training, our safety programs, everything comes into years. Our apprentice program is 4 years. It's 4 years before you're considered a journeyman lineman. So you know what to do when it comes to that. A lot of these hand tools and things like that is to keep your body from wearing out. An old school pop tool like they used to have, you should just have to pop for the biscuits, for the secondary. You were wearing your shoulders out. Now it's a push of a button and it crimps it for you.
Same with just cutting wire. Right? And we got battery operated everything now. So, my shoulders and elbows wouldn't hurt near as bad if I'd have been able to push that button for 30 years, right?
Well, I guess that makes
but
sense.
But it has its benefits. Absolutely, it does. But it also, has some downfall for
Like what?
our up and coming techs. Learning position, learning the trade, learning, the difference of potentials and how to separate them, because these tools are designed just to fit in the smallest spots. Right? Where the old school was, he's calling a pop tail, MD6 or wood handles, we called them. They were just big squeezers, like a compression sleeve.
Okay.
And you had to be able to get it in there without touching anything else. So you learned the right position. You learned how to effectively cover everything around your work area. But these new tools,
They don't, yeah.
they don't. They stick that head of that squeezer in there, push the button, it does all the work for them.
Well, if it's safer, more efficient, and doesn't wear out shoulders as much, that sounds like it's a good thing.
It is a great thing.
It is a great thing. Old school guys will tell you different, but
Yeah.
Yeah, well, John Henry
Back in my day.
John Henry did actually beat the machine, but then promptly died, right?
Yeah.
So keeping people alive and keeping them safe up on the line. Any closing thoughts about the competition you want to share with people?
if I got a few seconds here.
Yeah, please.
So, I work for AUC, and we do the same media coverage each year. And we've got a new media outlet that reached out to me, and the lady asked me a question, and I was able to sit and think about it. And I promise you, because someone said, you do use Chat GPT. I don't even know what Chat GP is or how TP or whatever it is.
It's great.
On this. But
It's awesome.
It's great.
I think this kind of sums up to me in the rodeo, if you don't mind.
Please.
This event has many benefits for the line techs and their utilities, and for the customers. A few benefits of learning new safety techniques and procedures from others in the line of work that assist in the safety and timeliness of power restoration. The competitors get to see and learn multiple techniques from each other that they otherwise wouldn't be exposed to. This allows them to build their knowledge of the line work trade beyond their utilities boundaries and build a network of resources which they can utilize when needed for unusual situations that will arise in their careers. We spoke about that.
Yeah.
The competition also builds a solid foundation of camaraderie among Florida's line workers, which is an extremely important factor when it comes to mutual aid needs and relationships within our industry. I feel the apprentices entering a very rewarding career of line work can only help themselves by competing in those competitions. They get the opportunity to hone their skills and abilities beyond their normal training curriculums, and they build relationships and friendships that are lifelong. Lastly, the FLC, Florida Lineman Competition, is helping keep the foundation of our industry alive, doing things old school. Our industry has advanced extremely with all the new technology and equipment in the industry. However, there will always be the need to know how to do the job safely and efficiently, because there are many places and/or situations out there that the new ways will not work.
New technologies, ChatGPT, podcasts, all those
You got to
things
teach me that, by the way.
will
Daniel.
will never be replaced by personal interaction, right? Personal camaraderie, because there's things you don't know. There's things you don't know, right? Mm-hmm. And having people that you can turn to and say, hey, buddy, help me out of this situation will be a forever skill, right? Even if nobody ever has to climb another pole again, and maybe look forward 20, 30 years, although even 30 years from now, there's still going to be some of those old wooden poles out there, right?
Absolutely.
100%.
They'll be here forever.
Or cutting away trees around the wires, I guess, got to be one of the more treacherous.
Those are the
jobs
tree
out there.
rats. Those aren't us.
The tree rats. those bastards over on the tree side of the equation. We don't care about those
live
guys.
in
They got a pretty
Don't
good
be
skill
trees.
set too.
Yeah.
No, it makes me insane. We love our trees in Tallahassee, but then we want that power to be restored immediately. We're like, you do understand there's a direct correlation to having above ground wires and trees sitting above them and in a storm.
For anyone listening to this, understand all power comes from overhead. All power. The source of power leaves the power plant and it's overhead until it may hit a substation, and somewhere along that circuit getting to your house, it feeds overhead somewhere. So underground is not the complete answer. Keeping the trees trimmed, is the best scenario to keeping your lights on.
And that's a whole nother subject from underground to overhead. We'll have ours.
Well, you probably remember this when, we they're in a community, they came in, trimmed the trees, and the community lost their minds. And then 2 days later, we had two tornadoes come through.
Yep.
And now it was devastating. But thank God they had just trimmed those trees. Now, a tornado would not, it's going to wreak havoc no matter what you do.
No matter what
but
you do.
Cat 3 would have been fine.
Yeah.
But we need to trim those trees, folks. And they'll grow back and they'll look fine. It's like when you're in first grade. Yeah, when you got first grade and you got your first haircut and you went to school, you felt like an idiot for the first couple of days. It kind of grew back. The trees will grow back. It'll be cool. Don't worry about it. So hang in there. But
Absolutely.
then, let me ask you a final question. It's got to be really satisfying. You go into a neighborhood and all the lights are out. It's 100 degrees out. People are suffering. And when you hook that wire back up and then you start to hear the air conditionings, does that ever wear off?
No.
No,
Not for me.
it will never wear off. When you get those hoot and hollers and people coming out and saying thank you, and they've been out for days or a day, and you've been working around the clock, and just getting them back on just so gratifying.
Yeah, when I see them in my neighborhood, I'm like, can I bring you guys some coffee or something like that? Anything at all? They always say no, by the way, which I'm like, come on, man.
90% of the public understands what we do, I'll be honest. And they're nice and they're courteous. And, we go to different areas, whether it be Tallahassee or wherever we've been on mutual aid. Most people are very understanding up to a point. Up to a point, right? But I don't believe any of these linemen, any of these guys, especially the guys in this competition, they've got a passion for this industry that their customers should be grateful for. Because these guys they will not go home until the lights are on. Nope. No matter what it takes. I don't know one lineman that just says, oh, well, my lights are on at the house, I'll deal with that tomorrow. It's not going to happen. They are going to be there for that customer no matter what.
I love both of you at the same time. Both responded so forcefully, like, it'll never wear off. Knowing that I just restored someone's, in many cases, it could be their lifeline, literal, whether it's an oxygen tank or whatever, in stifling heat, putting their power back on so they get the AC going is just really awesome.
And that's why we do this. I mean, we found a career that you could be so passionate about. You can push yourself to the limits. I mean, any limits you want to, and it's gratifying.
That's great. What I tell every brand new apprentice coming into this industry is, if you're here for a paycheck, you're here for the wrong reasons. If you don't have a passion for it, you need to find a different career, because this is not a job. It is a career. It is a lifestyle. This is not a job.
And the capstone of that is the Florida Lineman Competition. Do other states do this?
Yep. They do it all around the country.
Around the country?
Pretty much everyone. It's grown pretty large. So we have this, then we have the APPA Nationals, which we'll have like 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks.
After it's in Huntsville, Alabama this year. And then every year in Kansas City, they do the International Lineman's Rodeo. And that's got people competitors from all over the world.
Well, you're talking about cross-pollination, about how you do things. There's got to be completely different electrical gears, all that kind of stuff.
It's way different.
Yeah. Seeing a guy climbing in a kilt out there, I just wanted to make, I wasn't sure if he was legit or not, but he did have shorts on underneath it, thank God. So,
climbing up in a kilt. Nobody wants. Don't look up, everybody.
So.
Well, gentlemen, James Alexander, Senior Technical Trainer in the Orlando's Utility Commission, and Daniel Bland, City of Tallahassee, Journeyman. Folks.
Journeyman, he's a supervisor. Don't.
Oh, okay.
It'll get in his head. It's something about a hat one time or something he gets aggravated about.
They're not competitive at all, folks.
No.
Not at all. He's still mad at me about the 59
Well, go Tallahassee. That's all I can say.
Next time, I'll tell you the story about his hat.
Okay. For the next podcast. Folks, this is Steve Van Core, and you've been listening to the Florida Public Powercast, sponsored by Enercon. Thank you, folks, for sponsoring. We really appreciate it. And brought to you by the Florida Municipal Electric Association, your statewide voice for public power. Thanks for joining us.